Um, Before I had my hearing aids, I experienced life a lot differently. I would say that it was a lot more internal in my own head. Um, Going through school to become a nurse was really challenging. It was difficult to hear in my courses. I would sit up front and in the middle, and I would watch the professors speaking, watch their mouth moving, and it was still challenging. I had to rely a lot on my own self research. And thankfully, I had really great friends who would just kind of tell me when things were due and where I was supposed to be. And that really got me through school, but it was hard. Um, then when I became a nurse and it came time to fill out applications and go on interviews, I had serious doubts whether or not I would be able to actually do my job. A lot of nursing depends on what you can hear, because you have to hear, alarms beeping, and you have to really clue into what's happening with your patients. And there was a lot that I was missing, and so I was really afraid that after years of going through school, I may not be able to actually perform my job. Um, that was really scary. Um, and then I would say, too, in relationships, I think that was the most challenging thing, because I missed a lot, and a lot of great things that happen um, in conversation happen underneath people's breath, whether they're being sarcastic or joking around or whatever, and I would miss all of that. And often when I was hanging out with a group of friends, they would be laughing at something. I never knew what they were laughing at. And they would joke around and they would tease me, and I think it was isolating, and I would have to ask them to repeat themselves a lot, and they would have to be very patient with me. Um, Often when I would leave hanging out with a group of friends, I'd have to go for a walk by myself, just because I was mentally exhausted from trying to fill in the blanks of the conversation. And now, since I have my hearing aids in, um, life is a lot different. I feel a lot more confident in my work and in my ability to do my job, and that is just a miracle to me. And then in my relationships, it's made a huge difference, because I now hear without having to ask my friends and family to repeat themselves a million times. And it's funny, because they laugh and they say to me they didn't realize how often they had to repeat themselves until now. They're just amazed they can say things once. So it's pretty wonderful to be able to hear the innuendos and the inside jokes, and to not miss out on that kind of stuff. It's definitely not as isolating. It's changed my life in that way, and I'm really thankful, very thankful to Dr. Gilbert and to Cindy here in the office for just this gift. And I remember the day that I came in and they put them on my ears, and I had no idea how much I couldn't hear. And I think I just sat here listening to everything. When they were in my ears, they were explaining to me how to use them, and I was just thinking, oh my gosh, I hear construction workers out in the front of the building. I hear birds chirping in the trees, and I hear people typing in the front office, and it was so amazingly overwhelming. It was like suddenly I could hear in color, really, instead of black and white.